Good evening. Welcome to Bonnie and Clyde's morning, evening talking stream. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. Running a little bit behind today, but no problem. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it and see what's going on. Let's have a check today on how the market finished. Crude oil finished up, so going by that, I would assume that the market finished up, but I already know that it did, so I'm kind of just saying that. But 9 times out of 10, if you see crude oil in the positive, the market's going to be in the positive. Gold finished down 1% today. Silver finished down 1.86% today. And the market finished in the positive today. S&P, Dow, Nasdaq, and Russell, all the markets were in the green. Let's go over and take a look at Bonnie and Clyde's portfolio and see what happened over there. I already know, but I'm going to let you know that we finished in the negative today, minus 3.6%. Took a beating in the market today. And we were doing well early on, but we took a pounding today. But that's all right, though. That's just the way it goes. And we actually today, we moved out of 2 stocks. We got rid of a telecommunication stock, and we got rid of a shipping stock. And both of those stocks finished in the green today. One of them finished up 4.6%, the telecommunications stock did, and one of them finished up 1.28%, the shipping stock did. And we sold them both at a little higher price. The shipping stock we actually sold at that price. The telecommunications stock we sold for just a penny more than that per share. So we actually moved out of those stocks on good days, and that's the way you want to do it if you ever want to buy a stock. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice, so don't take anything I say as a financial advice for you to do anything with your money. So let me just get that out of the way. What I do is I buy, if I ever want to buy a stock, I buy it when it's going down, and then I sell it when it's going up. That's just what I do 9 times out of 10. I have sold it and bought it the other way. So we did roll out of a couple stocks, and I meant to go ahead and get into another stock today, but I just didn't get into it. I actually want to see if I can get it a little bit cheaper before I roll my money into it, or roll Bonnie and Clyde's money into it, I should say. And let's get out of the market. We've had enough about all that. And let's go over to Twitterland, Twitterville, Twitterverse, and see what's happening over there. Bonnie and Clyde's coin of the day was an 1868 shield nickel. And that year had a mintage of 28,817,000. and it is part of the series that goes from 1866 to 1883. And if you've seen the coins, you would know on that 1868, it did have the "In God We Trust" on the reverse. And let's see what else we got here in Twitter land. NGC's coin of the day. Now they had a really nice coin of the day up too. Their coin of the day was the world elephant. It was the German East African 1916 T15 Rupin was struck for a German colony that roughly corresponds to Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania. So it was a 1916 T15 Rupin, real nice elephant coin. I like that. It's pretty cool looking. But don't really know much about it. Not a world coin. Just looks pretty cool. And let's see what else we got in Twitter land that we want to talk about. If we see anything else while we're here, real quick. Let's see. No, I don't think I really see anything else right now. I don't have a lot of coin news, but I do have something here. We'll take a look at this one right here first. PCGS. This article comes to us from them. And it is the Quarter Quest winners split $2,000 prize for the 2020 WUS Virgin Islands quarter. And 2 collectors received a grand prize for finding the first 2020 WUS Virgin Islands Salt River Bay National Historic Park and Ecological Preserve quarter to be graded by the PCGS service. And the packaging right there says both of them graded out at PCGS MS64. Trying to see exactly if they named the 2 winners. And it looks like one of the winners was Anthony F. of Nevada. And the other one is Kenny R. of Arkansas. So there's your 2 winners of the PCGS Quarter Quest. Congratulations to those 2. And let's take a look right here. If you guys happen to know, or hopefully you got one of those coins that came out at 12 o'clock today. If you tried, if you didn't, I can understand why. Bonnie did happen to be on the computer right there at 12 o'clock, just looking to see what was going on with it. And she said if it popped up, it came and went so fast that she didn't even get to see it. So I don't know. I suppose they sold out those last few that they had. I heard a lot of chatter about bots getting them and whatever. And Bonnie was sort of right. They do need to have a way to knock those bots out of there, like that one of those capture things to where you have to put in that you're actually a human to get, to let your order to go through instead of letting all those bots take up like that. I thought that was a pretty good idea, Bonnie said, to have, like you say, one of those capture things to where you at least have to put in some numbers or some letters or something to prove that you're a human and not just a bot. It's kind of a disadvantage for the humans, I would say. And so that was big news there. I seen people raising all kinds of cane about that. I can't blame them. I understand. So that's about all we have for the coin news today. Let's check out and see what the weather is like around the nation today. And right now it looks like we've got a hot spot galore out on the west. And by the looks of this, it shows a hot spot out there of 109 degrees in Mesquite, Nevada. 109 degrees. My goodness, sweltering heat again today. And where is our cool spot at? I just seen, and it just popped off there. Let me get this out of the way right there. 68 degrees in Yakult, Washington. 68 degrees. Nice and cool out on the West Coast. But this is just, I'm zoomed out on the map, so if I was to zoom in or something, I'm sure I could probably see a little bit different temperatures, but the way I'm doing it, that's about the way I'm coming up with these hot and cool spots. So it could be a little couple degrees cooler somewhere else or a couple degrees hotter in other spots. So let's check out and see how the West Coast looks, and those 60s up in Washington and 70s in Northern California. As you come down through California, it turns from the 70s in Northern, the 80s in Middle, to the low 90s in Southern California. And like we said, Nevada and Arizona were the hot spots, and the thing just changed just now, and the temperature ended up being actually 112 degrees now in Yuma, Arizona. So that's what I was saying. Depending on how I moved around and the way I zoom in, the temperature could go up or down a little bit. So, and then the cool temperature actually changed to Elk City, Idaho, what comes in at 65 degrees. So it kind of changed up just a little bit, but it's still in that general area on the west coast and in the southwest of the map for the hot and cool temperatures. And then the Montana's in the mid low 80s, with the eastern part of Montana in the low 90s. And as you come down through the mountain time zone, the temperature goes from up there in the 70s in Idaho down to the 80s in northern Utah, 90s in southern Utah, to the hundreds in Arizona and southern Nevada, and the hundreds in southern New Mexico. And then over to Texas, where it's in the 100 degree levels, over 100 degree, 105 in areas. And moving north, Oklahoma in the 90s, Kansas 90s, Nebraska, and all the way up to the Dakotas where it drops into the high 80s. Moving over into the plains, and we'll start down in Louisiana where it's right around in the low 90s. Heading north, Arkansas, Missouri in the high 80s, Iowa in the mid 80s, and then cooling off once you hit Minnesota into the high 70s. I even see a 60 degree, high 60s in there somewheres. And Wisconsin coming in around the high 70s, low 80s, going across the Mississippi. And then you got Michigan coming in the low 80s as you head south through Indiana. In the low to mid 80s, Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way down into Mississippi, Alabama in the mid 80s. Over to the East Coast where we've got 100 degree temperatures in northern Florida, southern Florida in the mid 90s. And as you head north on the East Coast, you got the mid 80s through South Carolina. Into North Carolina, you got the low 90s, Virginia low 90s. As you head north, it starts to cool off into the high 70s and 80s, all the way up the rest of the way of the East Coast. Now for the rain and precipitation, looks like Florida, all over central Florida, is getting rain pretty good. Looks like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, all through that area. Tennessee, Kentucky's getting rain. Western North Carolina, Western Virginia. And now that front has shifted from going from the middle of Texas to the Great Lakes. It looks like it shifted down to the lower part of southeastern Texas on a line all the way to New York. Got showers in a straight path all the way out. So that is the shower line for today. And out west, it looks like we got some precipitation through Idaho and Montana and northwestern Wyoming. Looks like Wyoming showers all over it here and there. Montana, Idaho, the same thing. Western part of Oregon, western part of Washington. And they might have caused some few showers down between New Mexico and Arizona where that heat spot was at. Maybe it knocked up a heat storm or something down there. And that's about it for the weather. I hope it was beautiful wherever you're at. And let's check out our good article to finish out the day. And this one's definitely going to be better than yesterday. And what we have is this article's coming to us from Wales. And it's a missing mother and baby were found on the edge of a ravine after spending the night outdoor thanks to a police dog on his first shift. So what happened was a woman had run her car off the road into a ravine, and the woman and child had got out, and I guess they had started walking, trying to get some help or something, and they ended up staying in a ravine overnight, and the police found the car, but then they had a big search area to cover, so they called in some help from the canine unit, and it wasn't long after that uh, the dog tracked the woman down, and they recovered him nice and safely. So the story ended up pretty good with the dog saving the day. Love those animals. They really do help out a whole lot with a lot of different things. So there's our good article. A rescue canine dog saves the day and saves a woman and child. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. Happy hunting. Stay safe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.